Hey guys, Christina Carlyle here, and welcome to today's edition of Q&A Thursday. Today's Q comes from Roberta, and Roberta writes, "Hey Christina, I'm really confused about this whole carb thing. Can you clear this up for me? Some carbs are good, some carbs are bad, some carbs are simple, some carbs are complex. Can you please explain what carbs I'm supposed to eat and how they can help me? Thanks." Thank you, Roberta from Philadelphia, for this Q and the opportunity for me to clear this up. This is very confusing. A lot of people struggle with this. Good carbs, bad carbs, simple sugar, complex sugar. What am I supposed to eat? Let's get right into it, and then I'm going to give you 4 easy breezy ways to figure out if a carb is simple, if it's complex, if it's going to help you lose weight, and if it's not. A complex carb is a carb that takes longer to digest. So because it takes longer to digest, your body is actually going to spend some calories trying to digest it. Okay, so your body gets your complex carb inside of you, and your body's like, whoa, I'm gonna need some time to break this down. So your body is actually gonna spend some calories trying to digest a complex carb. So one, you're already burning calories just by eating it. So that's good for fat loss. Number 2 is because it's gonna take some time to digest, you're gonna feel fuller longer, also good for fat loss. And because a complex carb doesn't spike your blood sugar, you're not going to be hit with moodiness, crankiness, or cravings. A simple sugar, on the other hand, is going to increase your blood sugar immediately. When that happens, your blood sugar rises, you feel energetic, you feel happy, you feel like, boom, let's go. But what goes up must come down, and you're going to crash. When your blood sugar crashes, you're gonna feel cranky, irritable, and your body's like, oh my gosh, we wanna get back up to normal again. We wanna go back up to your normal blood sugar level. We peaked because we had a simple sugar. Now we're down here because we crashed. So your body's gonna try to get you back to normal. So it's going to trigger a craving. Eat more simple sugar. You're gonna go way past up normal. You're gonna come crashing down. Your body's gonna trigger another craving. So you're just constantly on this roller coaster ride of eating sugar, feeling good, feeling bad, eating sugar, feeling good, feeling bad. It's a crazy vicious cycle. Simple sugars do not burn more calories. They kind of mess up the digestion of other nutrients, which can trigger your body to store fat. You want to always aim for complex carbs, and I'm going to share with you now 4 easy breezy tips to find out if your carb is actually complex or if it's simple. When I go through these next examples, when I say good carb meaning complex. When I say bad carb, that means sugar. It's going to take you on this roller coaster ride. So good, complex, good for fat loss. Bad for fat loss. Going to send you on this roller coaster ride. Boom. First tip. I do this little picture for you. If it's below the ground, it's bad. If it's above the ground, it's good. Things like potatoes, beets, carrots. Below the ground, they're simple sugars, not good for fat loss. B, below, bad. Above the ground, better for fat loss. More chances are that they're gonna be complex. I'm gonna give you 3 other ways to figure out if it's above the ground and how it could also be simple or complex. Just know that if it's below the ground, it's a bad carb. The only exception being sweet potato is actually a complex carb that is very good for fat loss. Tip number 2, if it's above the ground, your next question is gonna be, is it sweet? So strawberries, sweet. Simple, not so good for fat loss. Apples, sweet, not so good for fat loss. Next question you're gonna ask yourself is it white? A lot of foods that are healthy for you, good for you, have vitamins and minerals, aren't good for fat loss. Fruits, just like the above ground, below ground example, and now dairy products. But what about my calcium? You're right. Milk, dairy products, yogurt have a lot of calcium, but they also have a lot of sugar, which makes them really bad for dieting and trying to lose fat. Oh, what do I have here? Some Target milk. See the sugar? And an 8-ounce cup. That's a lot of sugar, especially for fat loss, when your ideal goal range for sugar is to have 40 grams a day. So milk, not so much. Also, the white rule applies true for bread, rice, pasta. If it's white, not so good for fat loss. If it's brown, whole grain pasta, whole grain bread, wraps, rice, Good for fat loss. Yes, eat them. Also, something that's white that is not good is my last video and my white lighting. I looked like I was being beamed up by aliens or about to meet Jesus. So my lighting, it's white, it's also not good. Everything that comes in a package has, like our milk has an ingredient list, it has a nutritional content breakdown, it also has an ingredient list. This isn't the best example because its ingredients are fat-free milk, vitamin something, and vitamin D, okay? This is a horrible example of an ingredient list. But at the ingredient list, if you see anything that has the letters OSE on it, glucose, fructose, lactose, which is milk sugar, anything that has OSE really stands for O, sugar everywhere. So if you see OSE on your ingredient list, it's bad for fat loss. That's 4 easy breezy ways to find out. Below the ground, the only exception being a sweet potato. If it's sweet, if it's white, and if it has OSE on it, bad for fat loss. I hope this answered your question, Roberta. I had such a good time answering it. I answer your weight loss questions right here, same place every Thursday. So if you have a queue, ask me anything. I am your weight loss wing woman, here to help you lose weight by working smarter, not harder. I will see you next time right here, same place every Thursday. Bye. And remember, it only works if you work it. So work it. You're worth it.